So hello there. This is not a bad backdrop for the World Cup diary. I'm in the Azteca. I'm in Mexico. We have the famous, iconic venue over my shoulder there, where it's a lot quieter now than it was earlier, as most of the crowd have filtered out into the night to celebrate Mexico's first knockout win in the World Cup since 1986, since maybe one of the most famous renewals of the competition. And I think the great thing about it is that this was a Mexican moment. They had their moments themselves in '86, but people might associate this venue with Diego Maradona or with Pele in 1970. Tonight, it was a Mexican celebration, and I think that's what made it an evening which the estimates are that there's going to be up to 1 million people on the streets celebrating. So I'm going to go back into town and maybe find somewhere a little bit quieter as well to talk through my trip to Mexico. I've been in the country for the last 4 days, primarily in Monterrey, now in Mexico City. It's been a bit of a journey. Oh my God, now that was a journey. I am glad I waited until after the trip back into town to submit this diary, because it would have been very incomplete without it. I maybe should have recorded it on the street, but I'm not doing anything like that. On the way back in, cars, buses, abandoned people everywhere. I'll get back to it. I should try and do it in sequence, but probably why I'm glad I've seen that is because it almost supports the argument or just the point I was going to make about Mexico. And without sounding like Ian Rush, the famous Ian Rush quote back in the day about going to Juventus, that it feels like a different country. Did he even say it? I don't know. Of course, but just the energy of this place is off the charts. It's incomparable. And the thing is, I probably had this theory coming out to the competition that Mexico would be like the beating heart of the competition. It possibly still does feel a little bit on the periphery because America has exceeded expectations and it is good there, but it's just different here. It's just different. I went to Monterrey initially. That's actually only like an hour and a half flight from Houston. It's in the north of the country, sort of an industrial city. I got there when there was no football initially over the weekend. So, very tranquil place, beautiful, a big artificial lake running through the city. There's a 140 hectare site there. It used to be a steel foundry. They leveled it and just created this beautiful civic space. But then I suppose the Dutch fans, the Moroccan fans started to rock into town, and it became about the game. It became about the stadium in Monterrey, Guadeloupe, sort of outside Monterrey. And it was actually McDonnell Ferris from the Extra Time website who said to me, you have to come around the back of the stadium and see this photo. And again, you're just thinking, yeah, okay, no, you have to come and see it. You have to come and see this. And it's this shot here of walking up the steps to the stadium to see the backdrop of this mountain overlooking it. It's called Serra de la Silla. It's Saddle Hill or Saddle Mountain. I mean, it is a mountain. Because it actually resembles a saddle on a horse, but I mean, just the picturesque nature of this. I mean, it was like, wow, that's a memory to take away. But then the game happened. The game was brilliant. Well, no, the drama was brilliant. I wouldn't say necessarily the game was brilliant. It was intense at a certain level, and it was dramatic at a certain level, but it was probably just the outpouring around the penalties and just being in the stadium for a shootout. There was more Moroccan fans there. The Mexicans were sort of with the Moroccans. And yeah, they got the job done, and there was just that, again, just a different feel, even just queuing for the stadium. It's a bit more chaotic, it's a bit more, it's not as structured. I know the Club World Cup was a bit mad, but I think like the US and Canada, there's been issues in certain places with transport, but I just mean just that feel around the stadium. It's more like Brazil, and just that sort of, that sense of, oh, anything could happen here. It's a bit lax in certain areas. People are just going everywhere in every direction, but it's just sort of wild and untamed. And it's brilliant. But I mean, Monterrey alone would have delivered a certain amount of that, and then a couple of hours sleep up the red eye to Mexico City. 24 hours here. And 24 hours, I think I'll never forget. Just like the place on wheels. Like, you arrive in early in the morning, can't get into your hotel because the streets around are all closed. Because I made the decision to stay around Reforma Avenue, this big, like, long place where there are already, like, in mid-morning, streets were closed off. There was, fans sort of convening, sort of little mini parade starting. You kind of see some of it here, and this is like 7 or 8 hours from kickoff, and we were getting the messages, you need to get out early because it's going to be manic around here, and they reckon there'll be 1 million people in the city, and so it went. Get out there early, thunder and lightning. We have the rain. It's the one thing about today, packing the clothes for, bringing a hoodie and a pair of jeans, the only time it's going to be needed. Irish weather. Then we got to sort of extreme weather, more tropical weather, where the game is delayed for an hour, but that just gives you an extra hour in the Azteca, like this famous cathedral. You hear about it, and then you experience it. It is the ultimate frustration for me, is that Ireland didn't get to play there. We're due to play there, because I can't imagine what that would have been like, a sort of a generational experience. But for Mexico, it was their generational experience, because as I mentioned earlier, like, this has been, not winning a knockout game has just hung over this football mad country for 40 years. And that, what we saw was the outpouring. So it was the match. They won it comfortably enough. The 2 brilliant goals early on, the celebrations, just like something that will live with you. But then after, you just cannot, like, it's just a human traffic jam everywhere. Getting out of the stadium, it's just mayhem. You're meant to get a bus back into town. It takes a couple of hours. Eventually, this volunteer actually had said before we left, you're probably not going to get all the way here. You're just going to have to get off at a point, group together, stick together, don't have your bags too visible and all this. You're thinking, hang on, what are we going into? But eventually, like, I just got off and walked through for like 25, 30 minutes, or what it said it was going to be that long. It probably took double that, because there was people everywhere. Old people, there was dads with their kids in their arms asleep. There was people booking the Broncos. There was like street parties. There was people getting sick. There was just everything. It was just everything. It was like the most extreme sort of music festival you've been at, except spread out across miles, no end in sight. And I think you're going to see some of the pictures and some of the footage of that now. And in some ways, it's hard even to sometimes do it justice, because you actually were just packed like sardines walking around the place. You're not going to be whipping your phone out to take photos. There was, at one point, I was passed by around 200, 300 people, genuinely, who were going along an entire street with their hands on each other's shoulders. And it was mostly people sort of in the middle-age bracket. I think they were just doing it as a security blanket to get through, because they were just trapped everywhere they go. So we'll see what happens we'll see what happens if England beat Congo, because England are then going to come here on Sunday. I can only imagine what it'd be like if England are here. And I mean, whoever Mexico face are going to meet a wall of noise, and something that, no matter how seasoned and professional you are, I think it has the impact to really rattle someone. So it's a special place, it's a special city. I mean, tonight is crazy. I made the mistake of booking a flight to leave in around 4 hours' time, which wouldn't go down as the best strategic decision of all time, because I don't know if it's going to even be finished then, the street party. Even coming into my hotel then, which is quite nice, but I did see a rat then scurrying across the lobby. And I was thinking, do you know what, mate, it's a bit busy out there. I can see your point. I won't be staying here for long enough for him to hopefully make his way up the stairs. But yeah, I'm out of here and I'm off to Miami. But Mexico, something else. And I might leave you here with some of the sights and the sounds from a pretty memorable day. Dale, 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 Mexico!